Let's see. Oh, we are live. Yay. Hi, besties and bosses. Happy Tuesday. I am so excited. Oh, I've got all sorts of messages popping up. Don't mind my hand in the screen. I am so excited for today's conversation. I do have Instagram with us live as well, since a few people said they weren't on the Facebooks. The Facebooks, is that a word? And I wanted to make sure we could have this conversation on both places. Okay. We have all sorts of messages popping up on my phone. So hopefully the Wi-Fi will support us on both devices. Hey, beauty. I see Sarah online. Hopefully this will support us Wi-Fi on both. I was telling Instagram, Facebook, besties and bosses, I promise this conversation in this group. So if for some reason Wi-Fi gets wonky, Instagram, I love you. We'll pick it up in the Facebook group. Today, I'm super excited. I'm always excited to hang with you. I'm always excited to share these things. But today, I'm very excited to dig into today's topic. We're going to take a real look at the truth. I don't know who just joined. Hey, we're going to look at the behind the scenes, the truth behind my 24K month that didn't involve Facebook ads or fancy funnels. And I think this is a really important conversation. I got some notes here. I've got a bunch I want to share with you. I don't know, 7 to 10. We'll see how, hey Emily, we'll see how far we get into some of these topics before we run over on time, because I know I can be long-winded. But I think before we dig into that, what feels really important to share, and the reason I want to have this conversation isn't to talk about the money. The money's great. It's great for all of us to make money. You know, if you've been hanging with me, so much of my work, so much of my mission is to help people make beautiful money doing the work they love. So yes, but what I think is more important is to start having some conversations around what actually goes on behind the scenes, because I put a quote in here from Oprah. If we can see something, if we can see it's true, messages popping up. I suck at technology. There we go. Hi, Emily. I have messages popping up like crazy, I think because of the Wi-Fi here, so I'll just have to deal with that. Where was I? Yeah, so I think if we can start to see something and believe it and see it as normal and possible and start to see it in people who are, I mean, I'm special. I'm a special unicorn, but I'm not a unicorn, and we can start to see it as real. It then becomes really possible for us, and it makes it so much easier for us to create the same. I'm not saying anyone here has to have a certain income month they want to hit. That's not what this is about. What this is about is starting to look behind the scenes and really just starting to see how normal it is, how possible this is for you, if it's possible for me. And then with that, I want to talk about some really just simple things, because I think there's a lot online. I love the online space, but I think there's a lot in marketing that wants to overcomplicate business. Business is not complicated, y'all. What makes business complicated is what's in between our two ears. Business strategy is important. Part of what I help my clients with is business strategy. I'm not dissing the strategy, but it's not that complicated. And so I really want to show you how simple it can be, and that you can create the same results in your business. You can create those 5-figure months without all the complication, without needing a business degree, without fancy funnels. I don't have a fancy funnel, y'all. Here's a really cool secret. I don't have a giant email list. I have people who come to me with bigger email lists than me who aren't monetizing their business. Half of my clients, if not more, are not even on my email list, y'all. I did not use Facebook ads. This is not a conversation about Facebook ads being bad. Facebook ads are amazing. However, I think it's important to see this is mostly profit. This is cash. This is not, I spent half this money on Facebook ads. What else? I didn't hustle. I didn't have a giant big launch. This was before raising my rates. So this was all before raising rates. And what was the other thing I want to share? Oh, and I've got some kind of hard personal shit going on behind the scenes right now in my life, because that's normal. And I say that because I think there are so many things we think have to happen first that we have to have before we can create results in our business. And so I want to just dispel all of that before we dig into this. Let's see. Emily says, yes, that's what we really need. I love you. Kelly is watching. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Timothy. Nice to have you here. Let me just see if we have any other comments. I'm so bad at Facebook, y'all. Hey, Jen. Nice to see you. Hey, Sarah. Thanks for being on Instagram with me as well. I will make sure I toggle back and forth. Kelly, how are you feeling? Kelly just had babies. I hope that's okay that I just said that, but it makes me happy. Personal side note. Okay, so I'm going to dig into these. I'm going to share with you. So for those of you who know me, my coaching framework is clarity, mindset, strategy, and action. I am so sold on this being the way we create success in our business, in our personal life. And I'm going to share some ways I've used this personally to create not just a 24K month, which was a cash month, which is amazing, but consistent 5-figure months in my business. I just had a 17K month. This is consistent so that you can see these things work and these things are simple. You're going to hear the most simple stuff, and here's what feels important. just because it's simple. Don't take this and then think, cool, so Kim said this thing, this is simple and it works. What I now need to do is either not listen to it or now go and make it really complicated. I'm not like hiding something from you. There's no secret that you don't know that's like behind the scenes that is like in a box somewhere that other people know. So like hear that, please. Kelly says she's feeling great. Good. Yay. Yay, yay. And hey, Social Granola. Sarah says, love you, Kim. I love you back, lady. I love you so much. I love all y'all. I have some lovely people here. And I don't know who else is on, but I just love you all. Thanks for sharing this with me. Okay, so the first one here, and I'm trying to keep these as universal because here's the other thing. There is no one size fits all. If you've been hanging with me, you know that. There isn't like a strategy. If you follow these 7 steps, this is what's going to work. So what I'm trying to share with you here are things that I think you can apply to pretty much any business. It's what I support my clients with. If you're one of my clients, you know I don't necessarily think that you need to follow the way I created my business because your business is different. What you want is different. What your version of success is very different. Hey, Bobo, nice to see you. Okay, so the first one thing here is I got really clear on my one offer and I ditched everything else and went all in on that one offer. And I think that was one of the best decisions I've made in my business. And I think that is one of the reasons I am making the money I'm making. And I'm going to rewind the tape a little bit to tell you like why, because I think this has a couple threads to it. Because I'd say about a year and a half ago, my business was profitable. I was doing one-on-one coaching. I had a group program, I had a beta group program and a mastermind. All of those were making money. And I think it would have been really easy, especially in our online space that talks all about having all the income streams and all about doing all the things and my ego that would feel really great if I could talk about all these things, to keep selling those different things. And I made a hard decision to stop the couple of the different offers and go all in on one-on-one coaching. This is not saying you need to go all in on one-on-one coaching. Your one thing might be a mastermind. It might be a course. It might be a group. It might be something completely different. But the thing to take away from this is the second I went all in on one main offer and owned that as the way I show up, my zone of genius, put all of my focus into marketing that, selling that, getting really fucking good at that, getting really good at the sales process of that, everything started picking up. And that's not an accident because y'all, we only have so much bandwidth. What we focus on expands. I don't think that's an accident. It was one of the tougher decisions I've made. There may be some people here who were in some of those programs who I love and adore. I don't even think they were bad programs, but they were siphoning my energy. And as long as my energy was siphoned, it was really hard to do anything exceptionally well. It was possible to do them all well, but to do them exceptionally well, it's hard to do everything at the same time exceptionally well. I have some crazy happy emoticons. Okay, we might have a spammer on the Instagrams. I don't know. I see some of other faces on Instagram. So I think, again, this is one of those things. It's like, yeah. Okay, so just go all in on one thing, Kim. But I cannot tell you, I think this takes so much mental focus and strength. This is something I support my clients with a lot. I work with a coach, y'all. I'm very transparent with that. And part of what I work on is maintaining that focus because shiny object syndrome is real. So is the online space that tells us every 5 seconds what we should be doing and what offer we should be making and what the quickest way to make money is. And all of those ways are true if you're focused on one thing at a time. And within that, here's what happens. When we focus in on one thing at a time, when we get clear on our one main offer, business becomes really simple. We know what we're marketing to. We know what we're speaking to. We know what our message is. We get really good at selling that one thing, and we get exceptionally good at offering that one thing. So I know I'm a fucking great coach and I'm such a great investment for my clients, but I know that because I've intentionally focused on making that the thing. It's not like, well, let me just sell this thing and see if it makes some money, and then next month I'm going to offer something else. This is the thing. And I think then on the flip side, my clients know I'm not going anywhere because this is my thing, and it can build a lot of that safety. And so I would offer to everyone, I think that is one of the greatest gifts you can give your business, is to get really focused on that one thing first because of all the reasons we just talked about. And then I think from just a standpoint of integrity and being of service and offering something of value, it only strengthens that. I'm doing the same thing with 15 to 20 people every week. it's impossible for me not to just get better and better and better at it. And then having a 24K cash month, a 17K cash month, it's easy. And not in that way where it's like, oh, business is so easy, I just like drink Mai Tais. It's easy because I've intentionally made it easy. And then from here, and I see comments, here's the gravy of that. Now, if I choose to add another revenue stream onto my business, and this is what I coach my clients on, many of my clients have multiple revenue streams. However, when we add the additional revenue stream after something is working really well, that then no longer needs focus. And then it's really easy to add on another revenue stream, and we don't have all the attachment to it. There's no pressure to it. There's no stress around it. It just becomes something we can test, which we should do in business, again, from a place of integrity and just because business. And it removes all the pressure of having this thing support us because we're trying to juggle too many things, because the other thing is running smoothly. It's just running in the background. Let me know if that's making sense. Hey, Jessica, nice to have you. Just seeing, oh, I see good you. I'm just seeing if I have any other comments. So let me know if that's making sense. I think this is I thank past Kim for this decision, and it was not one of the easier decisions. Anyone who is in business, you love I love my people, I love my work. It's hard to say no to opportunities that are making money. It's hard to say no to something that's working kind of well. So I think it's one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I think it has a huge thing to do with why I'm able to share this with you now. Lisa says, makes so much sense. Thank you. I love you. Sarah says, girl, yes. Thank you all. Okay. I need to look at my notes because I had so many things I want to share with you, and I also promised myself I would keep this simple. Okay, the second one here is mindset related. I almost hesitate to share this now. I was going to share it at the end, but I think this one's important to hear because, again, we think so much of it is the fancy funnels or the 45 courses we need to download with all the strategy. Again, not dissing strategy. Strategy is important. I help my people with strategy. However, the mindset is everything. If you've been hanging with me, I preach this left and right. Mindset is 95 to 99% of all of our conscious action. Thought creates feeling, creates action, creates result. Every result in your business starts with a thought. Period. At the end of story. That is just science fact. Meaning, that income month, the real truth behind that is that started with a thought. And what I can tell you, I can go back to my journal, is the month of that income, I literally decided on the second of the month I was having a 20K month. And I think this is where this gets confusing because we hear stuff like this and we're like, cool, Kim, you decided and you put a wish out and then you manifested it. I decided, and then I think this is the piece to hear from that. I decided, I got locked in on that. I got really clear and focused that was possible, completely possible. I believed it was possible. I also decided it was totally okay and cool if it didn't happen because business has been great. I'm not worried about it. And then I showed up as if it had already happened. And I know we talked about this on a live stream a few weeks ago. That has been one of my biggest learning curves, showing up as if something's already happened before it's actually happened. Meaning, showing up to live streams as that person who knows that's coming, showing up to sales calls that way, showing up in follow-ups that way, investing in myself from that place. I made a couple investments that month that I might not have otherwise, but knowing that was coming before it came made it possible for me to make that investment. I see good yes, and then, hey Rick. Rick says, hey Kim, I'm going to give you kudos on being an amazing coach. And yes, if the person is ready, you're an incredible coach in person. Thanks, Rich. Oh, sorry, Rick. I said Rich. I have a Rich on here. Rick, thank you. You're incredible. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. It's a really nice thing for you. Thank you. And yes, if you're ready, y'all. If you're not ready, I love you, but I can't make you ready. So yeah, I think the decision piece is so key. And I think that is such a big mindset piece. And I think, again, I believe in manifesting. I believe in the woo, but I think it's more than that. I think it's what we do with the mindset. So it's taking the time to get clear on what we desire and what we want to create, believing it's possible with every fiber in our body. And then not only showing up and acting as if it's coming, like it's already coming, it's already happening, but also being okay with it not coming. And I think if I could offer everyone just from a mindset perspective, one of the things that's helped me the most is, and again, this is one of those funny things like detachment. What does that really mean? Surrendering. But desiring something, and then at the same time being so grateful for what you have and being okay with nothing more coming is the biggest gift you can give yourself. It removes all the pressure, and that's where the magic happens. Like, period, end of day, always. Thoughts create your feelings, create your actions, create your results. And so if you can get clear on that result and then go back to the way you need to think, the way you need to feel, the way you need to act, to be that person first, it's kind of inevitable that that result is showing up. I'm just seeing if we have any comments. Let me know if, because I know that one can be it's a little on the woo side, and also I'm going to not make this live stream about this, but it's also really backed in science, y'all. It's how our brain is wired. So many pieces that go into play, but that's not what this live stream is about. Okay, the third one here goes back to some strategy, so we can ground this in a little bit. So in terms of strategy, one of the things, thank you guys for the emojis. One of the pieces that has gone into hitting these revenues, having these cash months, again, without the ads, without the fancy funnels, that I will sing from the rooftops forever, and this could not be simpler, is letting go of my ego and being willing to give away free shit and get on free calls even after I was fully booked. And I'm going to break this down because I think there is no secret, but y'all, if you can just be willing, I think so often we worry about what people are going to think, or we worry if we give away free stuff, or if we get on free calls, it's going to waste our time, or people aren't going to value us, or that they're going to think we're not that good, or they're going to, all of these stories come up. I've been fully booked for over a year. I'm fully booked until January. I still give away free coaching calls. I give away less because I have less room in my calendar, but I still give away free coaching calls because from a strategy perspective, it works. And from a heart-centered service-based place, it works. It's of service. And if we're asking people to invest in our products and our services at a high level, the quickest way to build that trust, to build that know, like, and trust, the quickest way to make someone feel safe when they're essentially handing over a large sum of money to someone they don't know on the internet is to be willing to be the person who will do something other people won't, to show them some value up front. This does not mean everyone has to give away a free call, but I think in everyone's business, whether you're a coach, whether you're offering masterminds, group programs, whether you have products, being willing to not get in your head where you think you're above that or you're further along than that, and being willing to find ways to make people feel safe and to allow them to experience what you have to offer before asking them for money in return, I think is one of the most heart-centered ways to sell, and I think it's just really smart strategy. Hey Lisa, nice to have you. Let's see, Sarah says, Usain, what actions would you take if you were already where you want to be in business and are making them now? And your mindset course has changed my life. Oh, that makes me so happy to hear. I love you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. And I think it's changed my life too. So I'm so happy to hear it's not just me and that's other people who are benefiting from that. I love you, lady. Hey Lisa, you all are making me want to cry today. Thank you all. I love you all so much. Bobo says something in another language. I can't read that. I apologize. I don't speak languages other than English and some really bad French, y'all, because I've been doing Duolingo. I'm going to Paris next week, and I've been trying to figure out how I can order my pan au chocolat. But going back to the strategy piece here. Do you see how simple that is? That doesn't cost you any money. And I think we think, yeah, but it costs me time, right? If I'm going to get on some calls, I think Lisa, we were talking about this last week on the live stream. If I'm going to get on calls, that costs me time and energy. And yes, but here's what I'm going to offer most of you. I guarantee you, if you're willing to invest some time and energy there, it costs you less monetarily. What you can get as a return on that investment is 1,000 times what you could ever invest in ads or in something else and get as a return. Again, I'm not dissing on I'm not hating on ads. Ads are amazing, but I think ads work a lot better when we have the organic funnel working really well, like that well-oiled machine. And so if you think about the relationship you make when you get on a call with someone, even if they don't buy from you, they're going to show up and engage with your content. They're going to refer you to someone else. They're going to become a part of your community. And if they do become a client, it's going to be a client that you can build longevity with This is, and I don't want to make us think about clients in terms of like, oh, how much money we make. But I will tell you right now, it is so much easier to book a client and keep a client that you love working with than to constantly feel like you have to hustle and book new clients. And I think that's the magic of investing a little time in people versus just throwing money and hope at the problem and hoping that will give us a solution. Lisa says, yes, Paris. Oh gosh, you're gonna make me try to say this. Je peux. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. No. We're gonna try that later. I'm not even gonna try. I do speak some Dutch. If anyone wants to speak Dutch with me, ik kan Fries praten. But the French is clearly I haven't done enough Duolingo. I'm like getting through man, woman on there. Okay, let's go on to the next point there. And just to go back to that one, and just to break this down. So what I'm saying this isn't just like an idea that was fun for me to think of. My 24K month, I still am. I was hopping on free mini coaching sessions, and a few of my clients and a few of the intensives I ran that month were a direct result of those. And that's why I want to share this with you. Like, I think we think, oh, but that's what you were doing a year ago. No. Like, I'm still doing that. Again, I'm just doing less of them because my calendar is pretty full. My focus is on my clients, but they're, you hop through the right places. Like, once in a while I'll still offer them. Lisa says, ha ha ha. Translation, I can help you with your French. Clearly I need your help. Rick says, I think what you're talking about is the sphere of influence and the 7 degrees of separation. One of the things you do really well is leverage live streams. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. And I will piggyback off what Rick is saying here. In terms of giving away that free value, it doesn't have to be a free call. This is free value. If you all, like those of you who've known me for a while, I give a free training every single month. I think some of those are better than paid programs out there. So I think that's part of it. And then yes, absolutely leveraging the 7 degrees of separation, and that it's a small world, you all, and show up and be of value. And it gets to be that simple, meaning you don't then need to have a 45 layer funnel if you're doing these things. Again, nothing wrong with funnels, nothing wrong with ads, but in terms of how simple it can be and how you can keep the majority of your income this way. Thank you. Is it Affinity? Thank you, Affinity. Thanks for the emoticons, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next one because otherwise I will keep on talking. Here is the next one that has been a game changer for me. And this, again, I think this is a simple concept. This is something I support my clients with a lot. This is something my coach supports me with a lot. This is treating my business like a business and keeping the emotion out of it so that I'm making business decisions strategically. I'm making business decisions for my business and not because of what Kim wants and not because I'm feeling insecure and I need this thing to make me feel good, or because I'm feeling really amazing and I want this thing to support that, or because I want to go to Paris and I need to make some money for Paris. One of, I think, the biggest gifts you can give yourself in business is remembering, even though you might be a solopreneur or an entrepreneur with a small team, it's a fucking business. Our business is about solving problems and helping people to create a desired result or to create a desired outcome or to gain that pleasure. It's not about us. Nowhere in that is it about you and your lifestyle and getting to live the laptop lifestyle and sip Mai Tais and buy, go fly somewhere. I'm all for that. I'm all about enjoying our life, but that's not actually the purpose of our business. And I think the more we think about business that way, the easier it is to generate revenue on repeat, because we're showing up for our business and making decisions from that strategic place versus, again, making decisions because we need our business to fulfill us or to feed our ego or to make us feel good or to buy us a pair of shoes. Doesn't mean, the irony is it will allow you to do that. The sooner you can separate that out and take care of yourself over here and all the stuff going on up here so that you can come to your business as a business owner for your people. And I think that has been one of the, and again, this sounds so simple, and this is also probably why I'm still working with a coach. The strategy itself, y'all, not that complicated. It's this stuff that it's here that wants to make it complicated. It's so easy to be human because we are human and to want to bring all of our human emotion into our business so that our business can fulfill us. So if I think I'm going to read what Lisa said in a second, and Bobo says, good, yes for you, thank you. And hey, Kara, nice to see you too. Thanks for the heart faces. So again, I think this one is again a relatively simple concept, but don't discard it for that. I cannot tell you how many calls with my clients this is what we're talking about. We're sifting through the emotional stuff that is wanting to get dumped into the business so that we can remove it from the business, manage it, and then show up to the business like smart business owners. This also means when I show up for my clients, I'm showing up for them, not with an agenda, or not because I need to feel good, or not because I'm bringing my shit into my calls. It means I get to show up for them. So even if you're not a coach, the same thing as if you're running a program or selling a course, I think if you can take this concept to everything in your business, again, really, really simple thing, I think you will be fascinated, like mind blown with how much it allows your revenue to increase, because then you're making strategic business decisions versus emotional business decisions. Lisa says doing free limited sessions. Yes, limited is key. We're not giving it all away all the time, y'all. You need to have some boundaries. Can create a relationship with someone on a deeper level. Keep it brief and valuable, and you can demonstrate how you can be of service beyond the discovery call or free session. Lisa, you hit the nail on head. That's exactly it. And I think just to bounce off of what Lisa's saying here, I think those are the keys, right? It's limited. We're keeping these short. You're demonstrating. It's I'm trying to think if you like what a good example. So massage parlors. Some places, I don't know who goes to a massage parlor. That sounds so creepy. But I think a lot of places will give you like if I go get my nails done, they'll give me like a 2-minute shoulder rub, and then they stop. And then they ask if I want to buy the 20-minute shoulder rub when I get a mani-pedi. Silly example, but they're not giving me a half an hour massage and then asking if I want another half an hour. They're giving me 2 minutes to show me, oh, this is amazing. They're good at what they do. This feels really good. I would like this. It relieves the pain in my shoulder. They have a solution to my problem. And now I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I feel great about giving you money for this. And so I think limited, offering some value, and allowing that to be the key to the bigger offer. I think Lisa said that really, really well. And just thank you for the emoticons. I don't even know what all those emoticons are, but thank you. Possibly spam emoticons, but that's cool. We'll take them in and see them as a positive thing. Kelly says, this is connecting everything I've been struggling with lately. Rather than fine-tuning my one offer, I've wanted to ditch it and try something else because I'm putting too much emotion into it. Ah, lady, I love you. And I think this is such a great example of everything, because one, focusing on the one offer. Here's what I'll tell you, my focusing on one offer also means we continue to refine it and make it better and better. I've always been a great coach, I think. I mean, my clients, whoever are my clients, you all can decide and say that for me. But I do think because I'm so focused on that and refining it, the program and the process gets better and better. I have things in place now that I was just talking about this with a client today, that I didn't have in place a year ago because I've been so focused on one thing. So just to offer that with you, I think completely normal, that's the beauty of this. And then absolutely, I think it's the emotion piece, right? If we take the emotion piece out of this and we take a look at just the offer itself, it's so much easier than to start getting clear on what does my business need? What makes sense for my business? What makes sense for my clients? What's going to support my clients the most versus I'm struggling, I feel emotional. All right, I'm hitting you all over the head with this, but thank you for that example, Kelly. I love that. Good night over here from Bobo. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. All right, let me make sure I go. Y'all, can I have a time check? I have no idea what time it is. And I have a mastermind call after this, so hopefully I'm done with this on time. All right, so the next thing, okay, this is, which one do I want to talk about next? Okay, I'm going to combine two here. I'm going to talk about some simple strategy as well, because I promised you all simple strategy, and I also want to show you how simple it can be. I'm going to peel back the layers here in case you can't figure it out. This is how simple my strategy is, and this does not mean this is the way you have to do it. Every strategy works. I think I say this all the time. There is no one size fits all, but just to say this is all I'm doing, and it gets to be this simple, and it gets to be this easy, and you get to find your version of how simple and easy this is. I'm not hiding anything behind the scenes. So in terms of my strategy for my marketing, y'all, if you haven't figured it out, it's really simple. I show up and I share content every day. I started with Instagram. I didn't create a Facebook group until about a year and a half or 2 years into my business. because I didn't have the bandwidth for it. So I went all in on one platform. I share content every day. Once a week, I share content that's a larger form, a live stream like this, or a blog. And then once a month, and I started doing this because I had more of a bandwidth, I do some sort of free training or free challenge. That's it. That's all, y'all. Like, that's all that's happening. That's all I'm focused on. And then I'm offering those free calls. I'm emailing my list. I'm not focused on building my list. I love you, email list, but I'm not focused on it. It just grows anyway. I give them a reminder that I'm hopping on live, and that's it. The beauty is in the consistency. The beauty is in the simplicity. There is nothing more complicated than that going on behind the scenes. And then with this, and I will say this is the piece that probably the behind the scenes truth, like what allowed me to create a 24K month or 5K months on repeat. And then I just sell. I'm not afraid to sell. I have mastered the art of sales, and I just sell more. I think sometimes when we take a look at strategies, we're like trying to find like the magical strategy, and usually half the time, 3/4, let's say 80% of the time when I'm talking to clients and we're taking a look at what's going on, they're just not selling. Like that's it. Like, show up, share your stuff, offer some value, and sell. And then just sell more. Like, if you wanna make more money, sell more. And I get that there's strategy within that. I help my clients with sales strategy. I understand that it's not that simple and that there are things that go into selling. But in terms of the complication of all the things that I'm doing, it's not like I'm also on LinkedIn. It's not like I'm also really focused on building my email list. It's not like I'm also, I'm trying to think, also showing up on Twitter, or also showing up on, I don't know, what other platforms are cool right now, y'all? I don't even know. That these things work, and so that I'm doing these things, and I'm just repeating them and getting better and better at them, and that's it. And here's the other thing that feels important, and then those aren't the only ways. I have clients who are only on Instagram, or I have clients who only do things in person. They don't even want to use online, or only use public speaking. And I think the important thing to hear is, and so then they just go all in on those things. It's just like all in on the one offer and rock that and then sell from that. And that's it. Versus, well, I'm going to be all in on Instagram this month, and next month I'm going to do Facebook ads, and next month I'm going to do public speaking, and next month I'm going to write a book, and next month I'm going to be on LinkedIn. Not only is that complicated, it doesn't work. So, okay, now I'm ranting, y'all. But that's my, just in terms of peeling back the layers. If you can take something from this live stream, take that it gets to be simple, and what makes it simple is getting clear on what is the thing you're going all in on for your offer, and then what's the thing you're going all in for your marketing strategy. Go all in on that. I think I've posted every day for 3.5 years. Maybe missed 1 or 2 days, maybe. But it's not like that's, like, you can't see that, or that's a secret that I'm hiding behind a really expensive course. And then I'm selling. Rick says, hi, Kelly, you're struggling with the shiny object syndrome. Just the other day, I was checking out Kajabi. Oh, this is funny because we're talking about shiny object syndrome now. What was I doing? I have a website with an e-commerce and e-learning segment. As Kim says, one thing and keep it simple, smart guy. Yes, keep it simple, sweetie. Keep it simple, smart guy. It gets to be, here's the thing. And so this is one of the things I'm going to speak to. Not only does it get to be simple, simple's kind of the only way. This was going to be like one of my last ones, but I think one of the things that helped me create a 24K month was working, like, very consciously, consistently asking myself, how can this be simple? How can I make this simpler? How can I keep this easy? And how can I feel good? Because the more we complicate it, our brain, our ego, our identity, especially if you're me, I've had to do some of you know me personally, a lot of work on breaking up with the story that I have to work hard and that I have to hustle. Like, this is an Achilles heel of mine, y'all. Like, this is not like this was the easiest thing for me to shift. Our ego, our identity wants to latch onto these things because it makes us feel good to do. And because for a lot of us, we then feel like we deserve to make money, or we deserve to have success. And so it's something that will keep popping up. And the irony is, success, making money, business success, the simpler you can make it, and the more you can consciously choose ease and what feels good, the easier it is to not just create one 5-figure income month or one 6-figure income month or whatever it is, but the easier it is to do that on repeat. Because, Again, remember, thoughts create, feelings create, actions create things. What do you think happens as soon as you decide it needs to be hard, or it needs to be difficult, or you have to hustle your way? You might create, like, this is why I think this is important to share. This is happening consistently for me because I'm very consciously choosing and re-choosing every day that ease, versus as long as I'm stuck in this has to be hard, and the only way I deserve this is if I hustle, and my ego like just really needs this to be difficult and it needs to be complicated. That's the feeling I'm going to create. That's the action I'm going to show up as, and that's the result. I'm going to subconsciously make it hard. Let me know if that's making sense, y'all. So this is like a tangent on this, on keeping it simple, but not only is that make it easier just because it's easier for us, that's actually the path to creating more income and impact in your business. Ease and feeling good. And I think with feeling good, I know for me, at the start of my business, that was one of the most complicated concepts for me, because I thought, oh, right, so just feel good all the time. I'm just going to feel good and have fun. And I couldn't quite understand that because, like, isn't it business? And don't I have to show up and do the things? I think we confuse feeling good and allowing things to be easy with not showing up. Feeling good, it feels good to show up here with y'all right now. It feels good to show up and serve my clients. It feels good to take care of myself and get a good night's sleep. That also serves my business. I think that's different than not showing up. I think for many of us, at least I know I do, I conflate that idea with feeling good, meaning not showing up or not taking action. Let me know if that makes sense. Hey, I don't know who just, oh, thank you. I can't read your handle, but thanks for the thumbs up. And hey, Andrew, nice to have you on as well. Y'all, thanks for being here. Okay, here is another one that was a really, really big one I want to make sure I don't leave off, because I think this has been a big game changer for me. And I'd say another just big piece of not just the 24K month, but the consistent 5-figure months, and being fully booked for so long. I have worked my behind off on my mindset and on getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and on showing up here and telling y'all that I'm good at what I do, that I'm really fucking good at what I do, that I believe I'm one of the best investments that someone can make in their business, that I believe that wholeheartedly, that I know I've got my shit on lockdown, and I've gotten really comfortable being uncomfortable, sharing the results I'm getting and that my clients are getting with you all, so that I can connect the dots with everyone to help you understand not just what's possible for you, but so you can connect the dots and understand when I'm talking to you about certain concepts, how I can support you to take it to the next level. And that has been game changing. I'm not saying this is easy in terms of like, oh my gosh, this is another difference between ease and also being able to be uncomfortable and sit in that discomfort. This is not something that necessarily is the most comfortable thing for me. It has taken work to grow into that and to be able to own and embody that. And I call it taking up space like a boss, right? To stop hiding in plain sight. To do that and to walk my talk that way. And it is also so essential for us as business owners. It's our job. It is my job to get over my own shit, quite honestly, so that I can show up here for all of you, share these things with you, support you with this, support my clients with it, and also connect the dots with you, for you, so you understand how I can support you and help you with the different things you're going through in your business. And I think that is one of those things, again, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, this is super, super easy in terms of what we were talking about earlier, but I think this is something it's kind of essential, and it's simple in that this isn't a fancy funnel. But here's what's crazy. This isn't Facebook ads. If you can take this approach and you can get comfortable being uncomfortable, and you do want to run Facebook ads, your Facebook ads will be on fire, because you're going to show up in your copy differently. You're going to write different copy. You're going to have different energy in your copy. You're going to share different results. If you want to create funnels, I'm not hating on funnels, your funnels are going to be different because your content and copy is going to be different, because you are inherently going to be embodying a different energy and writing different content and copy for your people and connecting the dots for them. So this isn't just about showing up on a live stream. This is for anything you're doing. This is like, I want to like throw this on people. It's been such a big learning curve for me. It's been so much a part of my edge and my work, and I can literally see the outcome in in my personal income, and I can see the outcome in my clients' results. My clients are crushing it. A lot of them are doing way better than me. And I think part of that is because I'm able to support them at a different level because of everything we've talked about. Hey, see a couple other faces. Thank you all for being there. Okay. I think I hit you all over the head with that one. Let me know if this is helpful, you all. I'm trying to keep these things simple and not just give you like 7 steps, like make an opt-in and put something on the thank you page of your opt-in and stuff that, quite honestly, I spent a year in my business wasting fucking time on. So let me know if this is helpful. Okay. I told you I sell more. Sell more, you all. You want to make more money? Sell more. Just sell more. Really, really and truly. Sell more. Let's see. Okay. This is another one that feels important. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So I have the other thing here. This is a weird one to say, but I think you all will get what I'm saying. I have trained myself, and like this is a mindset thing. I'm okay if I lose a client. I'm okay if someone says no to me. I'm inherently always okay. I'm okay if someone stops paying their stuff and just ghosts me. I've had that happen to me before. I'm okay if a client is mad at me. I'm okay if someone really doesn't agree with what I say. I've gotten really okay with these things, and I think within that, it allows me to show up for my clients in a different way. I can share my truth in a different way. It also means I can stand in my power in a different way, and I can sell in a different way. Of course, I love my clients. I sincerely, for any of my clients who aren't, I love them, and I'm so invested. I consider myself a partner in their business. I'm so invested in what they're doing, and I think it's so important for me to be not attached to any of them. And this is the same thing, right, as being able to take our emotion out of business. Also being very much okay, not taking any of that personally if something like that happens, and knowing that I have a process down that I can always, I'm always okay and can create another client. So I'm never it's like being in a relationship where you're really needy because you need them so bad because you're worried you're never, you can't be alone. I think it's the same thing in business. If we can take that out of our client relationships, our customer relationships too, we can show up in such a different way. We can show up and serve in such a different way. We're not bringing all that desperate, needy energy. So it's not like and this is why I'm worried to share this one. It's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't care, if they just ghost me. But I'm never then needing to be grabby, desperate, needy, showing up in a weird way, or if we were in a relationship, fake, or trying to people please or say things that I think my clients need to hear just so that they'll like me, because I know I'm always okay. I know it's also my job to be of service this is my job particularly, not everyone's job. You all have different, I know everyone who's watching has different roles. So not everyone is going to literally have this job. But as a coach, my job is to check my shit at the door, be there with my clients, and be willing to say the hard things that other people won't say, and to share my truth and to share what I see. It's okay for my clients to disagree with me, but I need to be okay with them disagreeing with me. I need to be okay with them honestly being pissed off at me for a week, and not make that mean anything about me or my work or all the things. Otherwise, I can't show up and serve the way I need to and help facilitate the growth we're working on together. And I think, Stephanie gives the hi. Thank you for that. And again, this is coming from a very loving place. It's not I love, I can't say it, it sounds so cheesy, but y'all, I love my people. They make me cry. You all, I feel so blessed. And also I have to be okay. It's I love my boyfriend, but I have to be okay in that relationship, knowing, and if things, at any time I speak my truth, I'm also okay with him not agreeing with me, or I would be bummed, I would be sad if we broke up, but I will also always be okay. And knowing that means I can show up in that relationship fully as myself and bring a different version of myself to that, versus if I'm so trying to tiptoe around and make sure that he just likes me and we're okay. I think it's the same thing with our clients and customers. Yes, in a coaching relationship, but also if you're selling products, if you're so worried about someone returning the product, or you're so worried about making them like it, you show up in a different way, versus really being able to find that good hairbrushes, Weirdest example ever, I don't know why that came to mind. If you sell hairbrushes, I think it's like the most neutral thing ever, and you're so like worried, like if people don't make the sale, you're not like gonna be okay. You bring all that energy in and you're like trying to force someone into buying a hairbrush. Someone could be bald and come into your store. You'd be like, no, but you don't understand. It's gonna like stimulate your hair follicles. Versus, it's cool. It's cool if you don't need this. It's cool if you don't believe in hairbrushes. It's cool if you don't even have hair. That might be the craziest example I've come up with live for y'all, but I think you get the idea here. Shoshana, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Amores. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so I think that one's just an important from a mindset perspective, and it goes a little bit to the ease and the detachment, but I think it's more just about, again, just knowing that we're always okay, and then being able to show up in that way differently, whether it's in a sales conversation or with our clients and customers. Y'all are very quiet, so let me know if you have questions. I'm trying to keep this succinct because I have so many things I want to share with you. All right, what's the last one I'm going to share with you? This is the last one I'm going to share with you. I had two here, but we'll kind of combine these in one. The other thing I will share with you, and I think this has been when I say the real truth behind the 24K month without the funnels and without the ads and creating those 5-figure months on repeat. I think Amelie says, awesome points. Thanks for sharing. I love you. Thank you. Thanks for making me feel like I'm not talking to myself. I think this is one we talked about last week in the training a little bit, but it's worth repeating because this has absolutely allowed me to create not just one 5-figure month, but this is on repeat. And again, y'all, this isn't about the money. It's like at all. And it is in terms of, I know that's what we want to create, and just really breaking down how simple this gets to be. But it's showing up and serving my people so well and always making that a priority. And I'm going to explain how this, we talked about this last week a little, so I won't go into it too much. But I think this is one of the reasons it's been so easy to have that be sustainable. Again, having repeat clients is such a blessing and such a gift. And it makes it so much easier to run a business because you're working with people you already know, like, and trust yourself, and that you want to work with, and who's, for me, whose businesses I know intimately and who I know intimately. But from a sustainability perspective, they've done studies on this. It's so much more cost effective to keep a client than it is to create a new one. When you show up and serve your people well, that's where you get repeat clients and customers from. When you make service a priority and focus, it feels good and it's of integrity. Here's the other thing. People get better results from your product and service. When people get better results from your products and services, guess what happens? It's way easier to market to it. It's way easier for me to show up here and tell you about how amazing my clients are doing. It's way easier for your clients to feel great and then go off and refer you to someone else. It's so much easier to create a 24K month without ads and without funnels. And quite honestly, kind of to like sit here and think like it's so simple. I feel like I almost need to make up shit to tell you all, because you get referrals and because you have people who are renewing. And I say that again, not to say like, oh, it's so easy and I want to make it like downplay it or make anyone feel bad where it's not feeling easy. Because hi, ever in the struggle bus, I know what that feels like. But just to say these really simple business principles, like it gets to be that easy. And when we focus on them, it makes it feel so easy and it makes it feel so simple. Carol says, I missed the beginning. Will there be a replay? Oh, I'm leaving this up. Absolutely. I will leave this up. I won't take this down. So I'm sorry we didn't get to the beginning, and feel free to leave comments as you're watching on the replay. I've been yabbering for, I think, almost an hour, y'all, but absolutely I will leave the replay up. Hey, Kenta. Hey, Miss Sharon. Yay, I see. Hey, Kelsey. Thank you all for being here with me. You guys, I love you all so much. I keep saying that today, but I'm going to wrap this up. I have one last thing I'm going to close on, and then we'll actually wrap this up. I have to say, like, this right here, this to me is way more than the income months. Like, any of you who know my work for a while, I'm all about creating our own version of success. Yes, I want to help you make more money doing what you love. Yes, I want to help you make bank. Yes, I want to help you hit those 5-figure income months on repeat. Absolutely. My clients do. My clients hit those record-breaking income months. Some of them gone up to 100K a month. So they get fully booked. All of that, and loving what you do is the piece of that I think we forget about. Like, that's the part to me that I really get excited about. When I'm like sitting here, y'all, this was like my dream a few years ago. I didn't know if it was possible. Getting to share this with you all and seeing so many faces here that I fucking love and adore, it makes me so happy. And this right here is the magic. Whether you're making $10 a month or $100 a month or $10K a month or $24K a month or $100K a month, that's amazing. That's the icing on the cake. But I said don't bring emotion into business, and yet business can make you very emotional. Like, this is the magic, y'all. And I think, if this is not what I was going to share, but I think the more we can tap into this, the more it does feel easier. And then you're just like pinching yourself like, holy fuck, how did this happen? I feel so fucking lucky. And then yet, like, it is so much easier not to be attached to the money piece because you love what you do. So anyway, that's my ramble. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful to all of you. And there's just so many lovely faces here. Shoshana says, question, I have 3 people who were referred by former clients, yet after all, they didn't, hold on. I want to read these. They didn't buy my program out of fear-based reasons. I'm going to answer that because I have a thought for you. Stephanie says, great info, Kim. We love you too. I love you. Shoshana says, what's that about? I mean, they come with the right intention, but I wonder if there's ish to take into account when it comes to referrals. Andrew says, yay, Kim, you're amazing. Thank you. I love you. So to answer Shoshana's question, a little side note, we can do a live stream on this. So I want to keep the answer to that short, but I think, so referrals, not all referrals convert, and that's okay. I think with sales, and for those of you who know my concept on heart-centered sales, my personal opinion with sales is the whole point of a sales conversation is to create a space that's safe and to allow people to get enough information to get clear on what they want and then to make a clear decision to move towards that. So sometimes with referrals, people like sing our praises, and they're singing our praises to people who aren't necessarily a fit for what we do. And so I think in a sales conversation, it's almost like we get to take the emotion out there and really support people through, are we a fit? Is this what they want? What do they actually want? And if they want it, support them through the fear, because fear absolutely can come up through buying. I'd say almost every one of my clients, I won't out anyone, but I'm pretty sure almost every one of them has said they're scared shitless to invest in coaching. I know I was. So I think that's anytime we have a higher ticket offer. But honestly, I don't know. I just bought a pair of shoes on sale, y'all. I think after the sale price and after the credit I had, they were like, I want to say like $29. Do you know that it took me over a week to buy them? Like, I cannot tell you how long I deliberated over this stupid purchase. And I say that because we get in our heads as consumers, as buyers, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of questioning, there's all the stuff that comes up. So on the selling side, we want to help people get clear. Is this something they want? If they don't want it, that's fine. And that has nothing to do with making referrals bad. It's like anything. It just means that there's a little bit of a disconnect. Sometimes people are singing our praises to maybe not our audience. Or if it is a fit and they are scared, that's normal, like totally normal. And then we get to support them through that fear versus co-signing on the fear and support them through that to make that buying decision. Because then again, remember, the whole idea with heart-centered sales is we're supporting people to move towards the decision of what they want. So if the decision is, I do want this, but I'm scared, we want to support them to move towards that. It's my like 30-second spiel on that. Let me know if that helps, Shoshana. Hey, Kate, nice to have you. I know it's a little off tangent, but I hope that answered your question. The last thing I was going to say, and then I'm going to hop off because I think I'm late from a mastermind call, is the other thing here that I'll offer everyone. We did a challenge on this last month, but I think this has been game-changing and made such a big difference, is making your own rules and being willing to make your own rules and follow your own rules. There are so many things online that are going to tell you how you can make money. There are so many people who will have ideas for you that are well-meant. The more you can get really tapped in with your focus, with what you're selling, with what you want to do, with what your rules are, and just locked and loaded into those, the better off you're going to be. As soon as we open ourselves up to all of the other rules and we box ourselves in, and I think that is the quickest way to stifle our success, to stifle the income we're making, and to stifle the impact we're making. This isn't because people are trying to sabotage you. This isn't because what people are sharing isn't true or real or helpful. It's just there is no one way. Even everything I'm sharing today, I've tried to keep this as general and specific at the same time as possible, but there is no one way. What's worked for me, something different might work for you. And the sooner you can trust yourself to make those own rules, I think the sooner you'll find things blow up for you in a good way, because that's the magic. And yes, strategy, absolutely. And yes, focus. And yes, we have to show up and take action. And yes, mindset. And yes, clarity, 100%. But within that, you get to make your own rules. And I think something that served me and that really helped me with that 24K month, and it continues to help me with my 5K months, the reason they're on repeat is I am making my own rules, and I'm okay with that. And there are so many rules I'm technically breaking that I have learned in programs, or that I have been told that if I was following those rules, I can tell you for a fact, I would not have had like any of that income. There are so many things I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be building my email list. I have an email list, but I'm supposed to be focused on the funnel or the ads. I'm not supposed to have as many clients as I do, y'all. You're not supposed to do that as a one-on-one coach. I'm supposed to have a mastermind by now, y'all. Like, there's a million things I'm supposed to do. And I know, and this might be different for someone else, but I know for me, if I had tried to follow all those rules, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And I know we already did a challenge on this, so I won't over hit you on the head. I won't hit you on the head, over the head with that, but that's just the last thing. I just want to give everyone permission. Make your own damn rules. There are no rules in business. Make your own fucking rules, please. I think, within that, yes, have the strategy for those rules, but strategy is different than rules. And I know we talked about that in the challenge. Rules and strategy are two different things. Rules box you in. Strategy allows you to expand. Strategy just gives you a framework. Okay, Timothy says, I will make and follow my own rules. Yay. And just seeing if we have, Shoshana says, wow, so good. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm going to hop off. I think my cat is scratching at the door because she wants dinner. I'm going to go head over to my mastermind call. I love you all again. Thank you for hanging with me. For those of you watching on the replay, feel free to leave any comments. And I will say, I'm fully booked for the year. I can possibly open up one spot in December for my one-on-one work. If anyone is interested, if it's the right person, let me know. You can book a discovery call. We can chat. And I would love to support, I think I could squeeze one more person in, love to support someone in building, growing, scaling your business that you love that also makes bank. We want to marry those two things together. So I'll make sure to drop a link for the discovery call. And other than that, I will be not back next Tuesday. I'm always live Tuesday, but I'm going to be in Paris next Tuesday, y'all. So I'm taking the week off from going live, which never happens. And I will be back the week after. We'll have a new topic and we will jam then. Thank you for the hearts. Kenta says, fun listening to you while I work. Looking forward to seeing you back in New York City. Looking forward to seeing you too. I'm sorry I missed you when you were here last time. Kenta, y'all, then I'm actually hopping off. Kenta, the first workshop I ever did when I started coaching and I was on this endeavor, Kenta hosted for me at a space in Brooklyn. We did it all around celebration, so some things have not changed. And so this is a fun, kind of full circle thing to have Kenta here. Kenta's amazing. Entrepreneur, creative, amazing person. All right, I love you all. Thanks for being here. I will see you not next Tuesday, the Tuesday after.